at the restaurant, it's like, nope, everyone's on edge the whole fucking time, and there's no break.
Shit for no reason. Like they making me on edge because they on edge.
Welcome back to another episode of the Are We Recording podcast with the young Rottweiler Ethan Hamilton, and I'm 007. Oh wait, I gotta give you. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Bro, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Sorry, it's just, you take very long, sometimes. It's just like, you just gotta
What the fuck are you doing? I gotta do my bark. No. Let me fucking do my bark, man. Goddamn.
Sometimes I don't.
All right, fine. That was it.
See, it's just gotta be quicker, It's just like, I'm like, it's the young Rottweiler. You gotta be ready.
Don't ever do that shit again. That's the end of that. Do that shit again. That shit be
the thing is, it was very delayed. I thought you weren't gonna do it. I was like,
no, it's set up to it. I gotta set up into it.
What's the setup?
I gotta get into that mode. The young Rottweiler. I gotta get there.
You're not already in the mode?
No, of course I'm in the mode. But it's like I gotta get there. It's a performance. You know what I'm saying?
All right, my bad. You know what? Hey, I'll take the L on this one. That's a my bad. I'll start over.
You damn right it's your fucking bad. Who else bad would it be?
My bad. We'll start over.
No, don't start over. No, don't start over.
Fine.
You're pissing me off, bro. Start this shit, bro.
This is the Are We Recording podcast. If you haven't already caught on, the two idiots arguing over the microphones. I'm 007 Gage Sutton, and that's the young Rottweiler Ethan Hamilton arguing over barking. But thank you guys for tuning in another episode. We're really excited to get right into it. I think the thing I love most about this podcast, is that it helps me escape the everyday adulting life. Just to talk about music, talk about sports, just kind of forget about everything else that's going on in my life. So to start the show, I brought you this question, E. If there was one aspect of adulting, of adult lifehood, that you could get rid of, what would it be?
See, I'm not going to pick the easy answer because I know a lot of people are going to say, all paying bills. Shut up. I'll tell you what, though. Driving. God damn, I'm sick of driving. Like, I wish I just had a driver that could drive me places like this. Like, when we were younger, we had to wait on our folks, but it was a beauty in it. We wasn't spending money on gas.
Yeah.
we if the car broke down, yep, mom and dad got to fix that. You know what I'm saying? But now, I'm in the process of getting a new car, and oh my gosh, is this shit a headache? Oh my God, I was sitting through meetings. Like, man, I got cash money right now. Let's do this. Like, oh, I don't want to sit there. I got to sign the paperwork. I got to do the service report. It's a whole lot of adult stuff that I don't like.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of. It sounds like a lot of hoopla, honestly, and I think a lot of the hoopla that comes with adulthood is all money related, I think. But the main thing that I thought of too was car problems. If I could eliminate anything going wrong with my car, whether that's the tire, the battery, whatever, any kind of repairs, because cars are fucking expensive, dude. Everything about them, getting them fixed. I mean, getting them towed. Let's not even talk about getting your car towed. If you're watching this, Will Tow and San Marcos, you have two enemies on this show already.
Yeah. We are actively, like, before I go to bed, I think, damn, I can't wait for Will Tow to go out of fucking business.
I go, thank God for everyone and everything in my life except Will Tow. Fuck
Will Tow, bro. I'm with you, bro. Like, now that I got this, I got a new job, right? I'm working at a restaurant. First time ever working at a restaurant. So leading up to it, I'm getting a whole bunch of.
Wait, this is your first job at a restaurant?
I worked part-time retail jobs my whole life, but I wanted a little extra cash. You know what I mean? Towards the end of the year, I got some stuff I'm saving up for. I was like, cool, let me try to get a job at a restaurant. Got it. And boy, oh boy, has it been eventful. Man. Like, it's a lot, man. Y'all didn't tell me working at a restaurant is a lot.
No, dude, the restaurant biz is not for the faint of heart at all. I don't think, like, people are probably gonna have like an exaggerated expectation of what a kitchen might be like because of the bear. Not everyone's yelling at each other like that all the time, I don't think, or at least
no. But
it wasn't at my restaurant.
They be getting testy for sure. Like, bro,
tensions are high. People have attitudes. Yeah.
And I be like, not even I be forgetting. Like, I just show up like on some happy-go-lucky stuff. Like, oh, what's up, everyone? Like, they not trying to see my shit at all. They like, oh my God, here Ethan come in. I said, bro, I'm just smiling. I'm happy, man. We living. I'm exfoliating. Like, What is there to be upset for? Tune in 2 hours later. Boy, oh boy, was I like at that point too, bro. We have and the restaurant I work at in Dallas, like it's very prominent of like people of notoriety. Celebrities come in all the time, right? And you got to keep it cool, obviously. And I don't have that issue because celebrities are just people. You know what I'm saying? But god damn, does management get stressful, boy? They was on our asses this weekend, asses. And I remember at one point,
Who came in?
Metro came in to the restaurant.
Okay,
Metro Boomin came into the restaurant, so they had to do all the security precautions and all that kind of stuff. But oof, it was a lot. It was a lot. And then just whenever he showed up, it just being like that late at night, and the whole thing of like, yeah, closing times are kind of suggestions. You know what I mean? Like you show up to Chick-fil-A at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, they're closed. Not my restaurant. Not my restaurant. At 11 o'clock, we still serving people. I didn't know that was a thing that restaurants do. Like I don't know why that's a thing. Like I'm so used to retail. Like the minute the store closed, hey, you don't gotta go
out
home,
of there.
but you can't stay fucking here. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm on that type of time. So the first couple of shifts, I'm seeing we stay in like the restaurant supposedly closed at 11, right? 10, 11, depending on the night. I'm sitting like, all right, we're gonna get out here at like 11:45, 10:45, and everyone's laughing at me, talking about, oh, you go see, bro. We didn't get out this weekend till like 1. I was sitting there like pressed, like at like 11:45. I'm like, bro, we still serving people, or we just waiting for Metro? They're like both. I said, huh? Like, why are we taking people? And their response to everything is like, well, you're making more money. I fucking hate that response because yeah, I'm making more money, but I'm gonna go fucking home. I don't want to be here. Like, bro, I've been here 8-9 hours. And,
yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, there's no breaks in restaurants. Like, that's not a thing. That fucking blows my fucking mind.
Nope.
I need my 15-minute union break. I need it.
Hey,
like,
that's the one thing retail. Hey, I'll take that for retail every day, man. At HEB, when I was working at HEB, you got that break every couple of hours. Oh, it was a godsend, man. You get to go up to the break room, chat up to the ladies, get a water. Like it's nice.
Bro,
and then the restaurant, it's like, nope, everyone's on edge the whole fucking time, and there's no break.
Shit for no reason. Like they making me on edge because they on edge, bro. And I'm the type, like, I've come to terms, like you guys have told me this ever since I know y'all. I'm a slow walker. Like I know this about myself. And like in the restaurant, I guess that's like a big no-go because I just be getting my 1, 2. If I'm feeling dangerous, I'll get the 3rd plate. But even then, I only be walking with 2 plates, and I have no shame in it. They talk about, yo, can you fit 3 plates? I'm like, for what reason? I'm gonna take 2. I'm gonna come back and we be straight. Because if we doing 3, now you playing with me like I'm gonna drop the plate. Because there's a chance I might drop the plate. Haven't dropped the plate yet, but just the idea of it makes me anxious.
So knock on wood, buddy.
Yeah, bad. Like I'm just trying to take 2 plates at a time and get to the table and then walk back. My feet hurt. I gotta get insoles in my fucking feet because oh my gosh, bro, these boots hurt. And I understand why my dad was always so mad at me and my siblings when he was younger. He worked 10-hour shifts to these fucking uncomfortable ass shoes. I feel him. I'm walking the whole shift with a limp, like trying to get back, and they talking to me about like, oh, Ethan, you okay? No, my feet hurt. Shut up, bro. Like, and then I had the management talk about, hey, Ethan, you need to walk faster. Boy, I had to bite my tongue a couple times. I'm looking at them like, bro, I'm finna walk as slow as I fucking want. Like the job getting done. Job gonna get done. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm being lazy. My feet hurt. I'm not gonna walk fast just so I can get to the kitchen. I get in the kitchen 10 seconds slower. You'll be all right.
Oh man, but see, some people in the kitchen don't have that mindset. Some people in the kitchen are like, every second matters. And if you watch The Bear, I mean, there are people who do really think like that. Like in the kitchen, there are really people who are like, dude, you're wasting time. Even if you were just like walking just slowly, you're not taking that extra plate. You are wasting time. And hey, honestly, I'm with you. I'm like, it doesn't really make that much of a difference if I get my food 10 seconds later. But you work at a fancy restaurant. What are you gonna expect? One thing I will side with you on though is these long shifts, man. And when they keep you for 2 hours longer than you need to be there, man, that is a different, like, that's when you realize that you've hit adulthood, when you come home and you're back hurts, your feet hurt. You're like, what the fuck? This never happened to me as a kid, bro. I was working 16-year-old shifts at a restaurant, no problem. Knock out an 8-hour shift, get home, go to football practice the next day, no problem. That is not the case anymore, man. You work at a, I worked 1 day catering, I think, a couple months ago. I could move the rest of the weekend.
I worked three double shifts in a row, bro, where I did like my day job, then the restaurant, like 3 days in a row this week. That shit was ass. And they have the nerve, the people talking about, hey, y'all trying to go out, bro. I'm getting mad that they asked me to go out because I want to go out, but I'm like, bro, I worked 3 fucking shifts in a row, like 3 days in a row, like damn near. It's really 16-hour shifts. Like I'm really working like. Oof. And I get it, it's my choice. I'm getting to the money, but at the same time, it's like, bro, we don't like have to do this. Like we can just go home and sleep, go talk with our girls, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to go out every single time after work. That's the one thing I don't get how people do it, man. That go out after work every fucking shift. Like, bro, you just wasting the money we just got.
Hey, sometimes it's part of the tradition, man. You have to, earn your stars around that place.
Oh no,
the only way you can earn your stars.
It's drinking.
It's the team bonding. It's the team bonding.
And so the first couple of shifts I worked there, I was like, all right, cool. It's Wednesday night. Y'all going out because the bar is right next to our restaurant. Right next to it. You walk to it. It's down the block. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go with y'all. But like now, after I worked 3 shifts in a row, I don't want to go to that shit. Like I don't want to fucking go.
I don't blame you. I'm the same way, man. After my shift, I'm like, I'm ready to go home. I don't want to go anywhere else. I just want to go home and shower. I smell like food.
I smell like fucking soy sauce. Like, bro, I want to go fucking home, bro.
Yeah, I get it, man. But I think that's a good way to open the show. Start a little bit of a conversation about, I think, these service jobs, man. Working in a restaurant is hard, and you should have a lot of appreciation for people who work in restaurants. They put a lot of man hours and sacrifice their mental health. I mean, look at my friend Ethan over here. He's just this restaurant is.
It's whooping my ass, man.
You're going through it, my friend.
The shit we do to chase our dreams, boy.
But the money, though.
No, the money's been solid. It can get better though. Don't get shit twisted.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It can get better.
That's why we're doing this, to get the fuck out of that restaurant. So if you're here and you're watching this and you want to help us get out of these restaurants, please hit subscribe, hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. And make sure you share this video with someone special in your life. Could be your mom, could be your dad,
could be your girl, could be your side girl, could be your side man, side lover, question mark. Share it. Yeah. We really appreciate it. And hopefully, as you're tuning in with us, we can help provide some sort of escapism and entertainment for your lives, man. Just tap the fuck in. You already know the vibes.
Yeah, because that's ultimately what it is for us. It's an escape from all of the adulthood shit. And we're here to be friends, just kick it, have a good time, be there for each other. Something that Lil Yachty seems to have a hard time with.
Yeah, Yachty. If you're new to this podcast, according to the comments and the people on TikTok, I have an agenda towards Lil Yachty. And they might be right.
Yeah, please address it. Yeah.
They might be right. But ain't that a bitch, huh? Ain't that a bitch? Lil Yachty had one of the craziest IG live crash outs I've seen on his birthday, no less. And I relate to him. I had a crash out on my birthday. So I feel him. But for those who don't know, Lil Yachty went on IG live and basically addressed a clip that was circling the internet about him and his co-host on his podcast, Mitch, where, yes, I think the clip lacked a little bit of context, but for those who are tuning in, the clip was basically Yachty was hating on his friend a little bit because they're basically having the conversation of how can you tell somebody to go get a job, but like you never wanted to have a job. And that's what Yachty was telling his friends, which I get. Like, I get his side of it. It just came across like crazy as hating, as some like, I put you on, like, don't talk down to the hand that feeds you type shit. And then the internet took it as Yachty and Mitch not being friends, or Yachty talking to him crazy. And I guess Yachty was tired of Mitch not clearing it up, went on IG Live and tore his ass a new one, and tore Caribou's ass a new one, because she left Concrete Boys, their label or their creative collective. And met up with a fan, and a fan went on Twitter and said that basically she left Concrete Boys, just the crew that Lil Yachty and her are part of, because of the fact that he was bullying her and all the other people in the group were not the kindest. Honestly, no one can really confirm or deny that shit. So I'm not really here to speak on it. I'm here to make jokes about the fact that Yachty really, really crashed the fuck out. Like, crashed out. So, Gage, what'd you think about the clip originally?
Oh, man, I just thought it was really uncomfortable. I guess, like, I saw the podcast clip first, and just, like, watching him, like, talk about it, it did seem, like, kind of condescending from Yachty, of just, like, hey, don't talk down to me, bro. I'm only doing this podcast because, like, you kind of needed me to help you do this podcast. Like, you're only kind of successful because I'm attached to your name. Like, that was just kind of the energy I was getting from him. And then seeing him crash out too. I mean, I think Yachty has, like, he definitely has a, like, he's validated in feeling the way that he does, because, I mean, he has built his career for himself, and the people who kind of come on, and you can't really control who are actually your friends and people who are just, like, trying to leech off of you and your success. And so I guess in that aspect, I kind of sympathize with Yachty of, like, did he really think these guys were his friends? But then you also look at him and his relationship with Drake, and just, like, some of the other friendships and hip hop in general, I guess, of, like, are any of these friendships really real? Should he just be watching out for himself? Like, these are the kind of questions that started popping up into my head.
I'm with you, man. Like, it sounded to me like I get his point, like, in the sense of, like, again, they're much more famous than me and you, right?
Yeah.
And I get what he's saying from the instance of, like, yo, you hear this rumor about me, you hear people talking shit about me and your friendship, and you don't go to bat for me. Like, you don't be like, you don't clear that shit up. Like, I get him. I felt that way with some of our friends or some people we thought as friends. It's like, bro, you're going to let somebody else speak about me like this, and you're not going to say nothing about it? But I also get Mitch from the aspect of, like, yo, it's the internet. No matter,
yeah, you shouldn't have to address it. Yeah, because
not even but it's like they kind of took it and ran with it. So I get Mitch's perspective, like, bro, I don't want to speak on it because it's the internet. Like, the number one rule of the internet is, like, don't tell them your insecurities, because now they're gonna just poke at it and prod it more and more and more. Yep. So I get what Mitch is saying. It's like, bro, we both know it's not true. Why the fuck do we have to speak on it? But I get Yachty. It's like, bro, me and you are friends in real life. Like, clear this shit up. Like, we play like this, but we for real friends. I just don't agree with how Yachty handled it. Like, going on IG Live and, like, crashing out, and even not even doubling. Like, it makes it seem as if now he's doubling down completely. Like, the first clip isn't as bad, especially if they clear it up on some, like, yo, this is how we play. But then add the fact that he had the IG Live and you was talking down to him, hella condescending, hella, I made you, like, you my little bro type shit. Yeah,
to me, it was
be
just
fucking hot.
To me, it's just like an overreaction on Yachty's part. Like, again, this is, like you said, this is something that should be cleared up behind closed doors. You guys are friends or supposedly homies. Dude, just, talk about it behind closed doors, bro. This does not have to become a whole thing. If you felt a kind of way that he didn't clear it up, talk to him about it and ask him, or tell him. If you're Mitch too, dude, it doesn't fucking matter what the internet thinks about us. We're friends. Like, like, they can talk all the shit they want. They talk shit about you and Drake all the time. None of those things are true, right? But now Yachty responding in this way, it just makes it seem like there is some truth in what these people are saying, that he is very reactive, and that, like, if you don't, like, give him all of the gratitude for the position that you've been put in, he's gonna feel a kind of way about it, and he's gonna come at you too.
And I'm not saying he can't, because even transferring it to the Caribou shit, like, again, we don't know the truth of why Caribou left. Like, we don't know if she was a bully or he was a bully and they just didn't fuck with each other. But I feel Yachty on some, like, yo, I put you on type shit, and now you're going and telling fans that, like, I was being an asshole and we were being an asshole and nobody was taking care of you. Like, after I did all this shit for you, like, I wrote which it came out that he leaked a bunch of, not even leaked, he, like, published a bunch of, like, the reference tracks that he wrote for Caribou, like her famous On the Radar freestyle, like, Off the Radar. Like, I get why Yachty feels that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like he's struggling with having the balance of, like, being this, like, elite level curator that he wants to be, but at the same time not knowing when to shut the fuck up. and just stand back. And now that he's giving more and more people bits of his life and giving more information about himself, and people are commenting on it, I don't think he's handling it the best.
Man, and it's so funny because like we talk about him and like the stark comparison between him and Tyler, and it's so funny because like we made that video of Yachty being Tyler's evil twin, and then Tyler literally does like the same interview, but like the opposite of like what we wanted, like exactly what we wanted to hear about like the state of hip hop of like.
And he still got hated on, by the way.
But he did still get hated on. Mm-hmm. He did still get hated on, but I was gonna say I just think like the way Tyler handled that conversation was a lot better handled, I guess. Like it didn't seem as like standoffish coming from him of like, oh, I'm the only person. He mentioned other artists too. Like I don't know. I see the differences in like why you would criticize a person and the actions of Yachty compared to, I mean, Tyler hasn't really done anything. He just kind of gave his take on Ian, right? I believe he was talking about Ian, and that was kind of like all of the.
But Tyler, I think again, he's a lot older than Yachty, but Tyler, I think, gets the fact of like, to be the curator that he wants to be, he has to take a step back at times, and I don't think Yachty has figured that shit out yet.
Yeah.
Even like I said, the past 2 or 3 months, like. This isn't first time of Yachty getting bad feedback or getting criticism for the shit he says. Like I said, we talked about Yachty literally like 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. I just think Yachty is maybe realizing that like doing all this shit may not be the best for his mental and his relationships. And he's definitely, it sounds like he's regretting his choices. Because this ain't even his first time he tried to start a group. He tried to start a group like a couple years ago, and similar shit happened. Like because I get him dealing with people that like aren't as passionate as you, and you're trying to get them engaged and passionate about shit, but there's a way that you have to handle it, and I don't think he handled it the best.
Yeah, I never think crashing out, especially with people who you consider friends, is the right way to handle things.
But sometimes you need a good crash out, though. A birthday crash out, like I said, I had a birthday crash out this year. I feel him. Hey.
Yeah, now I get that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
now,
we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about his buddy. We gotta talk about
his buddy, because
quote unquote
Aubrey, man, we don't know if he crashing out. Drake dropped another 3-pack of solid work, and more behind the scenes. Like I think he just dropped a bunch of behind the scenes from Nothing Was the Same, that whole era of Drake, and him making certain songs, which I love. Nothing Was the Same is my favorite Drake album.
Yeah, so I love it too.
I was watching all of the BTS of him making all these like trophies and all of these songs, him listening to Tuscan Leather. I was watching and I loved it. But
okay, I knew the butt was coming because
I get the most interesting thing is he wants to run it back with Kendrick and seemingly the rest of his quote unquote ops, Future, Metro, Weekend. It seems like he wants to run it back again. And I don't know if he's crashing out officially, or is this a lot more calculated? Because I really want to, I guess we'll start from this aspect, right? What do you feel about the 2-3 packs so far, now that you've gotten a chance to listen to both of them?
Man, okay, so this is kind of where I was going with the conversation of him like reigniting this beef. And my question is, for what reason? He already got cooked in round 1. And me personally, if he's trying to start a round 2, I don't think it's gonna fare. I don't think it's gonna go very well for him personally. That's just the way I see it. And again, I may be a slave to like the recency bias of just like Kendrick bodied Drake, all of this stuff. I listened to the Drake stuff. I checked it out. It just doesn't hit the same at the moment. And I think the best way to describe it for me right now was, did you see that tweet that the guy sent in the group chat of Drake's run right now? And it was all of the pictures of like Shaq in his Celtics jersey.
Oh my God, yes.
It was Robert Horry in a Spurs jersey. This is fucking classic. Like that's exactly where I think we're kind of at with Drake right now. Unless he can prove otherwise to me, those 3 tracks really didn't do anything, and he hasn't said anything of like substance to me that really makes me think that he even stands a chance at coming back from this. I find it hard to believe, but honestly, I'd like to hear what you think.
from the aspects of the songs, right? I think the songs were cool. That's really like I don't think they are bad songs. I prefer this 3-pack over than the previous ones, like Circadian Rhythms. I thought was dope. I think it's an obvious nod to Kendrick talking about circadian rhythms on 616 in LA.
Yeah.
And I liked what was it, The Language 2? Thought it was dope. Even the song with Cardi, even though he did like 3-4 ad-libs, No Face, I liked it. I liked the songs. Are they any different from the Drake music we've heard in the past 18, 24 months? No.
Not really.
And if you like that Drake, then you probably love these songs. I think the songs are cool, and that's that for me on those. I'm kind of not all the way with you on this running back thing. I don't think Drake lost, but like Drake is still Drake. Like he's still Drake. I think the thing is, it kind of like, at least for now, the casual fan, his opinion of Drake is kind of getting swayed. It's changing, right? And I guess that's what happens when you lose a battle. That's how it is when you lose a game. Like athletes go through this shit. Like that's what happens. I just don't know if him doing this continuous drop of music and just content over the past like 3-4 weeks that he's been doing is necessarily going to fix that
at all. That's my thing.
But then again, I want to know why he's doing it. I want to know why he's doing it. I think there's a play going on here of him just spam dropping this music. Because if you would have told me, right, that Drake is dropping like damn near, like he's dropped 6 songs, more than that, really, like 8-9 songs, and not one of them has been a hit, I look at you crazy. But that's been the case. None of these songs have been hits. And I feel like that's what he's chasing a little bit with these like songs leaking on his, not even leaking, him posting these songs on his Instagram burner. I just want to know the strategy. Is it has to do with his record label situation with UMG? Is he nearing towards the end of that deal? Because even how the first 3-pack got released, it got taken down on Instagram and Twitter and then put up on DSPs with like the most cryptic description of the songs. Like, here's a Drake 3-pack. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I think there's a deeper, darker criminal link going on with that Drake stuff. And I don't mind him wanting to run it back with Kendrick and the rest of them boys. I thought the crash out would have happened earlier, but I don't mind him. I think if I was Drake, the sentiment of he needs to take a step back and let the casual fan miss him, I think is 100% true. I think this constant drop of music I don't think it's the best strategy for him to change the POV of the battle, in my opinion.
Yeah, and again, I think I mentioned it. It's the recency bias, and it's not just the battle. I think it's everything after, the Kendrick stuff too. Like, I've just had a hard time taking Drake seriously since the Hey There Delilah song. Like, I know he was just being silly and goofy with that, but like, there seriously was just like a legitimate step back from Drake where I had to be like, man, like quality wise, I just don't think he's putting out right now his best work. Even though it's older stuff like that, the songs that we're getting from 100 gigs. And I think that's kind of what he's leaning into, of like going back into the vault and getting people to remember, hey, like this is the old Drake. Like we've got the Nothing Was the Same song on here. We've got all the BTS of him making these songs. And I think maybe this might serve as more of a Drake reminding fans like, hey, I still made all of this shit. Like, this is stuff that I did. I'm a master. Like I'm a mastermind when it comes to this shit, bro. Like these are hit songs that I fucking made, and I can show you too that I can make things that are substantial, not substantial, but I would say like have substance and aren't hits. I personally don't think they are anywhere near the kind of like quality that you would get from a Kendrick on this kind of track, but it is what it is. And like I said, you just gotta kind of accept what it is. Like it's a Drake song.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's not a bad thing. Like the songs are good, and like I said, I like a couple of them. But to say that it doesn't hit the same would be 100% true for a lot of people. Because like I said, if you'd have told me Drake would have dropped 6, 7, 8 songs and none of them would be hits like that, I'd look at you crazy like 18, 24 months ago. And look at us now. And do I think these 3-pack drops is gonna happen again? Yeah, I think more music is still coming. he keeps saying, he posted in his story like, I'm ready for game 2. Like I said, and I have and the reports of Kendrick's album coming soon, or not even just the album, like Kendrick is ready to pop outside for real.
Yeah,
outside of the beef soon. I have no doubt in my mind. This beef, like the battle is over. The beef is still going. I don't get why fans think it ain't deeper than that. Like it's fucked them for life for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I should be clear when I talk about Drake right now too, and this goes for a lot of rappers too. Is I don't think they're like in the realm of rap or hip hop. I do think there's still like some sort of redemption for Drake. Like there's a possibility at redemption. He could come out with a really good album, respond back to Kendrick. Like there are ways where he could come back from this. I really don't think that losing a rap battle or dropping a bad album, or even having like a somewhat kind of long stretch of, mediocrity could affect you. We talk about Chance the Rapper, who I think like obviously he hasn't been affected by rap battles per se, but he was affected a lot. But I think just like the politics and hip hop and stuff of like, The Big Day was a shit show. I think you and me both agree that wasn't a great album, but I think he also had like that beef going on with like Kanye, and just like he got divorced. There was just a lot going on outside of his life, and I think that's kind of where Drake is at too, where like there's a lot of stuff going on outside of the music he's making, and if he can find a way to refocus back into just that, I think we might get like a reemergence from Drake. That's the way I see it playing out. If we are going to see something like that from him, but hey, only time will tell, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm excited. It's shaping up to be a good end of the year because I think we gonna get back to this. I think this Drake and Kendrick beef and the supporting characters, this ain't over with. This is nowhere near close to be over with, man.
Hey, well, it's funny we talk about redemption because I have an artist that I want to talk about for my redemption arc. Or for their redemption arc, but it's got to be part of our next segment, our favorite segment of the show. Put you on. No, fuck. Okay, hold on. We gotta try again. Hold on.
All right, come on. Put you on.
Put you on.
You fucking up a lot today.
No, dude. You know what? I think that one was you that time, man. We gotta try it one more time. We gotta get it right for the people. All right, ready?
All right, come on, ready. Put you
on. Okay, all right. I think that was the best.
That was the best one.
That was better. Better. All right, man. Well, hey, I'll start it since we were just talking about these redemption arcs. I want to talk about one of my favorite rappers. And I know you're gonna hate on this, but Logic dropped Ultra 85 a couple weeks ago, and I know I made the same reaction you had too. I was like, Logic dropping another album post retirement. This is gonna be awful. Kind of like, again, Logic's one of my favorite rappers growing up. I thought he had one of my favorite mixtape series in the Young Sinatra stuff. I thought his first couple of albums were great. But there was a point in time where I'd kind of abandoned hope that we would ever really get another great album from him. Then Ultra 85 came out, and I gotta say, man, as a just like hip hop fan, I think you would enjoy it too. Just the lyricism, and I think a lot of the maturity and growth that he shows on this album too, and just like the way that he attacks a lot of the topics that people, I guess, like criticized him for, about him being biracial, about him just like having an overly positive mindset, attitude going into this hip hop thing. He covers that and a lot more. His retirement, all in this album. And if you like The Incredible True Story, it's kind of a continuation of that album, which in my opinion is Logic's most cohesive project to date. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about Ultra 85, man. It's a really good one. If you're a real Logic fan, you'll love this project. And I think if you're a hip hop fan, you'll enjoy what he puts together here, just narratively and lyrically.
Say less. I've actually heard pretty good reviews from Logic fans from this project. And
Fantano gave it an 8. Fantano gave it an 8 out of 10.
No, Fantano don't fuck with it. Well, Fantano don't fuck with hip hop in general. So
yeah, But he doesn't
Him
fuck with
giving-
Logic either. Like,
Yeah, no,
let's be
I
clear.
said to give Logic an 8. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna tap in
They're
for sure.
They're saying that Logic was laying on his bed, kicking his feet up when he saw that Fantano gave him an 8 out of 10. I was like, that is exactly what Logic's doing. He's been waiting for that Fantano review for years. And
bro.
Hey, props to him, man. Hey, I guess like if another person's opinion matters that much to you,
it gives him a little bit of validation, I guess.
Yeah, it gives him a little bit of validation.
Fair. Okay, so for me this week, I'm gonna have to go with. Did I mention this album? I did mention this album, so I'm not gonna choose this one. But real Travis Scott fans fucking know.
Oh,
Days
shit.
Before Rodeo is finally on DSPs, and I'm excited. Like I said, we grew up on Travis Scott. Days Before Rodeo is a lot of our introduction to Travis Scott, and to finally have it on DSPs, have Mamacita, have it Drugs You Should Try, have Skyfall, all of it on there. Even though there's a couple changes, of course, with clearance issues with samples and stuff, but Days Before Rodeos definitely should tap in. We got early Migos too, Takeoff, Offset, Quavo. We got Days Before Rodeo is a classic. It's a classic. To have it on DSPs, I was the geek because Travis, it came out of nowhere. He was on some shit like a week ago talking about, oh yeah, Days Before Rodeo is coming out end of the week. Okay, bye. Like, I was geeked.
Yeah. Man, and I made a TikTok about it. You should go check it out, like it, and follow us on TikTok if you haven't already. He released a vinyl, the collector's edition. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. It's dope.
Dude, it is so cool. I know you would definitely fuck with it because we're both big vinyl collectors, and we both really appreciate this album too from Travis Scott, or I guess mixtape too, because this was during the mixtape era. And I think this is the great thing about the album is that we finally have it on these services so that the youth can experience what it was like when Days Before Rodeo was the shit, dude. Like, I'm excited that a new generation gets to accept this and take it in as their own.
No, I'm excited too. But yeah, Days Before Rodeo is my put you on for the week. What's your next one? Movie and TVs. What you got?
Man, I'm actually gonna recommend an anime that was recommended to me by one of my friends. It's called Elusive Samurai on Crunchyroll, and watched the first episode. Just watched the pilot because it was recommended to me by a friend. Holy shit! First episode already. If you're like a fan of Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, any of those shonen kind of anime, this is definitely one that I think you will enjoy. Start off with the shits. Episode 1 already, like, crazy plot, and we'll keep you wanting more. Elusive Samurai on Crunchyroll.
That's a good ass pick, man. Elusive Samurai, because I did see the first couple episodes of that one. The animation's amazing. A little like on the quirky side, but the animation is pretty good. Ooh, you bet me in a little bit of a corner here, because I was gonna pick an anime, but I'm gonna pick a movie instead. I'm going to pick an absolute classic, my favorite movie of all time. It's been like 2-3 months since I've seen this movie. Rush Hour 2. Found the DVD for it. And I was like, fuck it, let me put this in. Bro, Rush Hour 2 is still funny to this day. I love me a good buddy cop movie, especially with a hint of racism. Chef's fucking kiss, man. But Rush Hour 2 is my put you on.
Man, that's awesome. I'm actually looking at it. It's not on any streaming services. So for you to have the DVD, that's a blessing, man. I gotta say. It's been a while since I watched those movies. So shit. Yeah, maybe make a drive up to Dallas, go to the restaurant, meet up with Metro, and then go to Casa de Hamilton afterward and watch some Rush Hour.
Get the fuck out of here.
I say what's up to Big Mike and Mama Hamilton. But,
brother. You capping right now. You know who else is capping right now?
Who's capping?
The flag football player that said he's better than Mahomes.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Hold on. No. You think he's capping? You think that?
I don't think he's capping, but like, why he say fuck me for? Like, what he bring up Mahomes for? Mahomes didn't even say nothing about the flag football players.
I get it because Mahomes is like normally the number one guy that everyone's gonna think of like, okay, well, if the U.S. is sending a flag football team, who's gonna be the quarterback? Obviously, it's gonna be the best NFL quarterback, right? And it's the guy who can make all of the crazy off-platform throws. Yeah, but I don't know if you saw this other guy's highlights. Man, I gotta get his name. I feel
Let me get his name.
disrespectful not having
his
it.
name is Daryl Duquette or Duchette.
Daryl
Pardon me if
Duchette.
yeah.
Okay.
Pardon me, Daryl, if we're mispronouncing your name, but I'm not gonna lie. Watch his highlights. He's kind of nice.
We did not know.
We
did not know.
He was fucking cooking.
He's like that.
They were trying to roast him because since we're doing flag football in the Olympics in 2028, a lot of the NFL players want to participate. And I feel like that rubbed a lot of the pro flag football players away, talking about like, yo, it's a completely different game. And I feel him. Like, I would get disrespected too. But one of the guys said of course, he would start on the team because he's better than Mahomes. Like, his IQ is on a different level than Mahomes. And I was fucking dying laughing because Mahomes didn't even say nothing. And for him to really do that, I feel him. He's taking a page out of Noah Lyles' playbook. Like, putting a bullet on that, putting that bullet. And his highlights were nice. Do you think a lot of
the movie he hit where he just like squatted straight down to the ground? That was insane. I don't think there's one player in the NFL.
I only see bottle girls and shit do that move. That shit was tough. I can't lie. Honestly, do you think if NFL players were allowed to participate in flag football, that the whole team would be NFL players, or do you think the flag football players would have a shout?
No, I mean, I think it was Chad Ochocinco who said it this week, who was like, flag football is a completely different game. Like the NFL guys would have a hard time going for the flags because they're not taught to go for flags. They're taught to tackle. So the flag football guys, just like from a game point of view, do have an advantage. They've played the game longer. They have more training in what the actual objective of the game is to take the flag. But to sit here and say that you don't think any of the NFL guys, or for anyone saying that you don't think an NFL guy could make the transition to flag football, or that some of these guys shouldn't be on the flag football team, is just fucking insane. Because yeah, a little bit of a rule change could affect some players, but do you think it would really affect a guy like Lamar Jackson? I really don't think so. I think he's like someone who's fucking perfect for flag football in every way. Tyreek Hill is another one of those guys where I really don't think it would affect him that much. His game is so based on quickness, explosiveness. He would be able to figure out the intricacies of moving away from defenders and being able to avoid getting your flag taken away. But yeah, that's just the way I see it.
I'm with you. I do think they clowning him, but he got a point to a certain extent. Like, this is what he does. And yeah, Mahomes is obviously a better football player because he's in the NFL. Taking the aspect of tackling away, I can see how you feel that way. I can see.
Yeah.
Because I'm all for running with narratives. And now that the NFL season is coming up, it's time for us to put some narratives that we running with.
Oh, man, this is the best time of year, bro. It just feels like the clouds have left the sky. The sun is shining in my face again. The seasonal depression is over. Football is back. We are back, baby.
My seasonal depression is starting.
Man, I wish you luck this year as a Cowboys fan. But things are looking up for you because as we were recording this on Monday, August 26th, the Dallas Cowboys get the deal done with CeeDee Lamb, making him the second highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL history. I think it's $100 million guaranteed. Ethan, as a Cowboys fan, how does it feel to get CeeDee locked up, man, for the long term?
I mean, it's cool. I'm happy CeeDee saying. I never thought at any point that he was going to leave, but at the same time, it's like, oh, CeeDee signed, so I guess we'll be entertaining to watch on offense. Like, I know how the season ends anyway, so I'm not really tripping too much about how the contract. I think Mike is going to get signed next.
So what's the narrative for that? I want to hear your narrative. What's
my narrative is really this was against all my narratives. I wanted CeeDee gone. I wanted CeeDee, Micah, Dak. I wanted all them boys gone. I wanted the Cowboys to really, really fall into despair. Like, we deserve that for sure. We deserve any joy. So the agenda that I'm pushing is Dak Prescott to lead the Cowboys. My favorite player, leaving my favorite team. That's what I want. I want that for him because wherever he goes, I go. So okay. I'll be a Las Vegas Raiders fan or a New York Giants fan in 2025. Because I think Dak is gone. But that's my first narrative.
All right, I like it. I definitely am on that same train too. I think Dak is out. If Dallas wanted to keep Dak, they probably would have gotten a deal done already, and I just don't see it going that way. I'll stick with another quarterback, and we'll go with this narrative. I mentioned the group chat, and I'm sure we will have some people in the YouTube channel and our Twitter community who will agree with me. We will see a new starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, probably before midway through the season. Spencer Rattler was hooping in their last preseason game, and we don't want to take too much from preseason, but this feels very similar to the same thing we saw last year with Ryan Tannehill as the starter in Tennessee when Will Levis took over. This is a guy in Spencer Rattler who has a lot of tools, was drafted later in the draft. And then you've got a veteran quarterback who, this isn't really his. Like we know. Let's be real about Derek Carr here.
He's washed and he's ass.
He's washed. He's done. Like if he's gonna be anything at this point, he's gonna be a solid backup. You've got to see what you have in the future. Spencer Rattler, to me, just has so much more upside, has so much more potential, and you just got to see what you have in him. Because if you don't, you're going to go into next season just completely having an idea of whether this guy is any good or not. I still think quarterback should be their main priority going into next season, but I don't know. That could change if Spencer Rattler does fucking insane in this weak division, to be honest. Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I'm with you. My narrative is I think the Houston Texans are going to suck ass. That's what I'm pushing for. I think that second year slump is going to hit them like a truck. I think everything's going too right for them. They got the quarterback. They got the coach. Players want to go to Houston. I don't like that. That don't sit right with me. Stephon Diggs is over there as their number 2. They got Cam Akers. I don't like that. So I'm rooting against that.
Okay, so fall off. What do you think will be if they were to have a bad year? If your narrative were to come to light, what do you think would be the number one factor?
A bad year? I think a lot of it has to do with health. I think not that I'm rooting for them to get hurt, because that's what it sounded like for a second, but that's not what I'm rooting for them. I just feel like the way probability and injuries go, I don't see them getting as lucky this year with injuries as they did last year. And I think that division 2, the AFC South, is going to surprise some people. The Jags are still mid. I think Tennessee going to be exciting to watch.
Ooh, I know you and me feel the same way about Tennessee.
I think the Colts are going to be excited to watch with AR-15 and that whole team. And they've already started a rivalry, those two teams, especially during the offseason. So I'm excited to see. But I will be actively rooting against the Houston Texans.
Yeah, see, I guess it's just the Cowboys bias in you. I don't feel that same way about Houston. I just think they got so much better on both sides of the ball that I have a hard time seeing them be any worse than they were last year. But hey, that's the fun thing about narratives. We never really know what's going to happen. And I guess if I had to go and I had to say, if the Texans were to fail this year, what would it be? Because one of the things that kind of worries me was the Stephon Diggs signing. Not in the sense of he's not a talented player, but he still thinks he's an alpha. And I think talent-wise, he definitely, still has the potential to be, but how is he going to handle maybe not getting the number 1 targets all the time? They have Nico Collins. They got Tank Dell. CJ's a guy who likes to spread the ball around. Is Stephon going to throw a fit on the sideline? Is he going to cause chemistry issues in the locker room if he's not getting the ball? These are real questions because it's happened in the past. And I'm not just saying this, to shit on Diggs, because I think Stephon Diggs is a great player when he's healthy, when he's on the field. But these are real things you have to think about.
I'm with you. I'm interested to see how they handle expectations, honestly, because last year they didn't, and they exceeded a lot of people, and they made it all the way to the divisional round.
Well, I think it's because last year they had no expectations was the thing. Is last year it was just kind of like CJ's coming into his first year. The team isn't that great around him. He's a rookie quarterback. We don't expect him to do much. We didn't expect them to make the playoffs, let alone win the division. but
make it to the divisional round, yeah.
Make it to the divisional round, win a playoff game as a rookie. But they did that. And I guess you're kind of right too, of like that could be one of their biggest downfalls is having such high expectations for them. But I've got another narrative that I would like to push. And I think this one is I feel like it's still controversial, but I really don't know if it should be. I think that Buffalo Bills will still win the AFC East. Despite losing
over the Dolphins,
I think so.
And the Jets.
And this, I know it sounds crazy, but to me, I think the Jets have a better roster. I think Miami obviously has a better roster, better weapons, all of this stuff. But those two things that worry me about the Jets and the Dolphins are still things that they didn't change this offseason. The Dolphins' main problem was late season football. When the weather gets cold, their style of offense does not work. It just doesn't. They needed a physical aspect to add to this game, and to me, they just really didn't. They lost Robert Hunt on the offensive line. I think that's a huge loss for them. And I think they're going to be a great team, one of the best offenses in the league, but I just still see some of those problems. Then the New York Jets, man. How do you shit the bed with the Hassan Reddick situation? How do you trade for the guy without having a concrete deal in place? To me, it just screams organizational malfunction. And that's why I still lack faith in the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is great. Having him is going to be amazing, but they're the Jets, dude. Are they really going to figure it out? I have my doubts. But the one thing I can put my faith in is Josh Allen. And Josh Allen consistently has been a top 5 quarterback, whether you want to accept it or not. Josh Allen has been a top 5 quarterback in the league for the past 5 years. And I just find it hard to bet against him, man. He's got so many tools. And again, despite not having Stephon Diggs, they're going to need some of these other receivers to step up, including Keon Coleman, their rookie receiver from Florida State. But I don't know, man. I just think there's so many other questions in that division that it would not be shocking to me to see Buffalo come out on top again. Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't think they'll be terrible. I think they'll win 9-10 games, but I think the odds of them winning it over both the Jets and the Dolphins, I just don't see it. Because I do think they're more battle tested than both. The Dolphins, I think, push comes to shove, I don't think they'll be really down for a dogfight, especially towards the end of the season. I think the Jets are the Jets. I don't think people were talking about it enough. Rodgers is 40 years old, coming off an Achilles injury. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers we're going to see, because he hasn't been that great in the last 2 years that we last saw him. I don't know if that changes, especially coming off Achilles. But that's just me, though. So I get why you think that, though. I get that why you think that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was just one of the many. I think the fun thing about this season is there is a lot of parity. I think a lot of teams think that they're going to have a pretty good shot of being good or somewhat decent this year.
Until they play the
that's
Chiefs,
how it always. Yeah, that's how it always starts. Yeah, exactly. Until you play the Chiefs. But yeah, man, I'm just really excited to have football back. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we close this segment show out too?
Nah, man, I had a dope episode. I feel like we crossed everything off the list. Appreciate you guys watching and listening on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe, and please share this video with a friend, a lover, your girl, your man's, whoever. We really appreciate it. And make sure to follow us on IG and TikTok. We're always posting on there too, even if you don't see us on YouTube. Besides our weekly uploads, we'll be on there pretty much daily. So tap in with us. And yeah, you already know who it's been, man. It's been a young Rottweiler. Yours truly, Mr. 5'5" Pure Temptation. The prettiest shirt nigga that you know. And 007. Is he white?
You didn't do the bark. You didn't do the bark. And see, that's... Hey.
All right, bro. You finished me off, bro.
Hey, this is the show where the co-hosts are always bickering, but it's coming from a place of love, right? Yeah. The Are We Recording podcast. Thank y'all for watching. It's the young Rottweiler Ethan Hamilton, 007 Gage Sutton. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Bye.